Guys, hope you're well. This is your cook along video for your week 4, I think, in April. Guys, it's going to be slightly different. Okay, so I'm going to have to let you into a little secret before we start. As you can see by my Instagram, we did all the pictures for the dishes. Obviously, to do that, we do the video at the same time. 2 birds with 1 stone, right? Unfortunately, my iMovie videos has deleted the whole entire sequence of videos, so I haven't been able to upload it onto my YouTube. And the one and only sellout we've had for the past 3 weeks is obviously this week when the video is deleted. So we have literally got no spare mise en place to be able to perform a new video. So we've come out especially to do a video. So what I'm going to do, I know it's a little bit different, but I'm going to talk you through every single dish. So hopefully you feel really comfortable. But unfortunately, I won't be able to actually physically cook along with you, but I will be able to sort of go into intricate detail how to do it. Okay, so I apologise, but it just so happens that we are a sellout this week, and we've got no other mise en place to do it. No produce at all. So I'm using someone's box. It's actually Mikey's box. So he's got one for his mum this weekend. So I'm using his box this weekend to show you, which is obviously tomorrow. It's Friday today. So I'm going to show you the box of ingredients, what you'll expect, and then I'm going to go into intricate detail how you will prepare. So when we open the box, you'll have a lovely array of obviously food in there. You'll have some bread, which I'm just going to grab from the back there when you pass it over, Mikey. With the bread, you'll have some beautiful Marmite butter, which again is always the standalone signature Marmite butter to do with the Dine at Home boxes. Obviously here, you want to leave that out room temperature. As soon as your box arrives, guys, move that out. It's at room temperature. With your loaf as well. Again, as soon as your box arrives, take it out of the box. Straight into the oven just before you start to eat. 180 degrees, 5 minutes. It'll crisp and back up beautifully, and it's a tear and share style bread, as you all know. So with your starter, you have some beautiful gyoza. If it's a vegetarian box, you'll have some beautiful shiitake gyoza. If it is a meat box, you'll have some beautiful braised beef gyoza. There is two by 2 in there if you're sharing. So if it's a box of 2, you'll have 4 individual gyozas. You'll see on the gyozas there's a flat part, which is quite a dry part. That's where we dry them after steaming them. And there's sort of a ballooned part, which essentially is where the filling is sort of ballooned. You want to start to fry very gently with vegetable oil on that flat side, okay? So pop your pan on the stove, turn it on, a little bit of veg oil. As soon as it starts to go a little bit loose, then start to fry. But please ensure that you keep in full control of it. You do not want to get it too hot. Nice and slow and steady with these ones. As soon as it's nice and caramelised one side, flip it over, pop a little knob of butter in there after about 30 seconds. And what happens is the butter, when it melts, it adds more liquid to the pan, because we're not deep frying these. You can deep fry them, but we're not deep frying them. We just want to ensure there's enough liquid in there just to get them nice and crispy, that's it. And then pull that pan off and allow the gyoza to sit in the pan of sort of butter and the oil, just so the middle gets nice and warm, okay? Perfect. So that's those. You have your beef dashi, or you may have your mushroom dashi. Again, same way, on the stove, heat it up nice and gently. You want to go around, I say sort of saying analogy, strange analogy, I always say about a cup of tea. You want it sort of temperature about a cup of tea. Nothing too hot, certainly don't boil it, and certainly just that under simmer. So as soon as that steam starts to collect on top, that'll be absolutely perfect. So to accompany that is a beautiful, we've said in Asian pickles, we've actually only pickled the mooli because it'll be too strong. So the radish that's in there, which I'll open this top. So you've got a beautiful, it does smell a little bit because pickled radish does, but it's absolutely fine. So you've got a bit of pickled radish in there, some fresh chilli, which we've de-seeded in the majority. There's a little bit of seed in there because you want a bit of that heat. And then some delicious sugar snaps in there as well, which we've just taken the rawness off. So we steam them for a minute, that's it. Some of them may start to discolour because of the natural pickle of the mooli, but that's absolutely fine. And I would recommend just to pop a little bit of oil in there, a bit of chive oil if you want, but I'd recommend a little bit of extra virgin, bit of salt, just to mix them and sort of separate them, and then apply that, obviously split it evenly between the two dishes. You also have a shiitake ketchup, which is obviously for both dishes as well. And to finish off the starter, sorry, I'll just say to recommend that heating up in the microwave. It's absolutely fine for 20-30 seconds, just to take the edge off, the chill off. And you have some beautiful chive oil as well. Okay, so that is your starter. The chive oil is obviously just to finish the whole dish off. So in plating, I'd recommend to put in the middle of the bowl, put your shiitake ketchup there first, your beautiful gyoza just sort of flat to the bowl, Build it up with your salad on top of the gyozas. Table side, pour your dashi in, finish it off with chive oil, boom. And again, the pictures are up on my Instagram to go through that. So that's the starter, the same for both, okay? So the same for vegetarian and the same for the meat as well. So we'll go on to the main course, which is a beautiful barbecue piece of lamb rump. You can probably see it's quite dark sort of going through there. So the fat we really roast heavily. Again, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that I'll put a couple of pictures of me up roasting that up on the barbecue. It's absolutely delicious. Marinated in local wild garlic that's been picked from London, just down on the green, and we just obviously wash that, mixed with a little bit of chili, just get a little bit of spice to it, but it's not spicy at all. Bit of extra virgin olive oil, garlic, and so on and so forth. Just make a beautiful pesto. To accompany that, you have some beautiful Jersey rolls that we have to wash the hell out of, simply because they're coming so dirty now. So two each, two nice sized ones as well, to be fair with those, in lamb fat. I would recommend, obviously with the instructions, just literally snipping those off, using the lamb fat to roast in a pan, super simple, medium to high heat, put them in, allow the lamb fat to melt, put your roast potatoes in, or put your potatoes in to roast up, and that'll be perfect. Just get a nice bit of colour on them, and then essentially transfer those into the oven. Along with your gem lettuce, you'll get a barbecue gem lettuce that have been vacuum packed in nothing, so the natural juices just come out of there. Simply halve that straight down the middle, flip it open, season that inside, and then put those inside out onto your pan to get some nice colour on that. And do that at the same time as your potatoes. And that'll probably take, the potatoes and the gem lettuce will probably take between about 8 to 10 minutes to heat up in the oven at 180. I will just say, with your lamb, you haven't got to do anything with that. You've just got to snip the bag straight onto a tray and again, that will take about 12 minutes to heat up. Between 12 and 15 minutes, but it will need a rest when it comes out. So that's that. We haven't got to do anything. You literally put it onto a tray, done. Okay, the accompaniments, beautiful pea puree for both dishes in the microwave, as always. Just as soon as, when you're about 2 minutes off from plating, that's when you want to reheat that. Same with this, pop it into a pan prior, but don't heat it until you need it. That's the lamb sauce, which is absolutely delicious. You also have black garlic ketchup, which is super strong. I'll probably put too much in there, that's for 2 people. Right, it doesn't look much, but it is so strong. So just be careful with that, because it really goes well with lamb, but it is super strong. You want to keep that at room temperature, just like a normal ketchup. And then finally, you have to accompany the gem lettuce, we have the Caesar dressing, which again, I've gone quite heavy on that, and also lamb fat croutons. And that's sort of a gimmicky take on a gem lettuce sort of Caesar salad, basically. So when you roast the lettuce, when you go to plate it, you'll serve it the inside up. And on my video, on my pictures, I've just sort of zigzagged the Caesar dressing, and then put the croutons on top, so it accompanies the whole dish like that. So it almost creates a little Caesar on the side. And that's it, guys. That is your main course. For the vegetarians, it's exactly the same. The black garlic isn't a ketchup, it's a sauce. So please, I would also recommend that at room temperature, but you can quite easily put it into the microwave and heat it up accordingly if you would like to. If you would like to. But I would recommend just having that at room temperature. It's a little bit looser and not as acidic as the ketchup, but it's a beautiful black garlic sauce. And then obviously you have a pea fritter, which again you can treat like the lamb. You can actually heat it up in the same tray as what we deliver it to you in. But it will take nowhere near as long. It'll probably take between 6 to 7 minutes to heat up fully. So I definitely recommend, for the vegetarians, I would definitely recommend doing the potatoes and the gem lettuce first. For the meat option, I would definitely recommend putting the lamb in nice and early. So then you can, as soon as the lamb's in, you can then concentrate on doing your gem and your potatoes. Hopefully, by the time they're roasted in a pan, you'll be at the same sort of timing wise for the lamb, so it'll all come out at the same time once it's all in. So that is your main course, guys. For your dessert, you have the iconic sticky toffee pudding. So again, you have a container of this with 2 sticky toffees in. Obviously, if you've got a box for 2. You have a delicious salted caramel sauce, a rum and date compote that we've also mixed a little bit of fig through as well, just to get that fig vibe going. And we've also got a little container, if you could pass me that, Mikey, of fig ice cream, fig and vanilla ice cream. We've made the fig compote as well. And we mixed that through with vanilla and made an ice cream out of it. It's absolutely delicious. Thank you, matey. So that will arrive to you with 2 little beautiful plushes. It almost looks like salted caramel. That'll be those 2 little plushes as well. Make sure you get those out. I'd always recommend getting those out just before you start your main course. Pop that into the fridge and buy your dessert. It'll be absolutely perfect sort of texture and temperature. So for your dessert, I would recommend putting your sticky toffee in your serving bowl, so the bowl that you choose to serve it in. Pop that in, 30 seconds into the microwave, pull that out, then put your salted caramel in the microwave for 30 seconds. You can heat them up at the same time. You can even pour the cold salted caramel on top of the sticky toffee and then steam it for, then to microwave it for about 40 to 45 seconds together. Absolutely fine. Then I'd recommend putting your date compote on the bottom with your ice cream on top, and just make sure you get all those flavours. All the flavours, the ice cream, the compote, even the sauce, it all has sort of notes of sticky toffee in it anyway. So when you eat it together, it just tastes unbelievable. It's one of my favourite desserts. And I think the date compote and the fig ice cream really complement it. Very, very quirky, different, but it tastes incredible. And then finally, guys, as always, the iconic Dine at Home fudge. Use milk chocolate and dark chocolate with this. Have that at room temperature with a little bit of Malden sea salt if you would like. It's not necessary at all. I just prefer my chocolate with a little bit of salt, and then have that with a drink at the end. Or again, it will last for a couple of weeks in your fridge. So if you haven't got room for it and you want to keep it for a later date, please do so. Guys, I know it's a little bit strange, but I hope that covers absolutely everything. Please message me if you have any issues. You know my Instagram handle. Just message me. I'm always available. It is my birthday tomorrow, so my answers may be a little bit a bit off the wall, because I am going to have a couple of drinks tomorrow to celebrate my birthday. But listen, guys, thank you so much for all your support. Please, I apologise profusely about the video, but we'll be back to normal next week. And next week we've got a beautiful main course next week, where the whole menu is beautiful. But the main course is a beautiful 10-ounce pork chop, and we're going to do that on the barbecue as well because of the weather. And it's just going to be incredible. So guys, check that out. If you like what you see and you like what you eat tonight and whenever you eat it, please guys, give us a follow or recommend us to anyone. We need all the support now. All the pubs are open as well, and our restaurant isn't going to be until a bit later in the year. So let's get behind it and support it. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic weekend. Enjoy the sun. Stay safe, and see you same time, same place next week. Thank you.